I'm Jake, and you're listening to
Neverland Navigation Radio,
where we talk about our favorite places to go shopping all around Walt Disney World, our favorite stores, right?
Yeah. I'm really excited about this conversation. It's that time of year.
It definitely is that time of year. Disney is one of my favorite places to pick up gifts for people because I've got a lot of Disney-loving people in my life.
Same.
So, it really is helpful to have the Disney World there to give me options for unique things to buy.
I would say 90% of my gifts are Disney.
Yeah, right. I would say me too. In fact, one of our podcast mascots here for the YouTube listeners, watchers. Would be DJ Rex right here, which my fiance and I got from Morgan from
Hollywood
Studios. And to me, tell me if this makes me crazy. And you don't hold back. You really tell me.
Okay, I'll tell you. If
something is from Walt Disney World, it means more to me.
Yeah.
Than if something from Amazon.com.
For sure.
Something from, if it has the memory of me getting it from the park, or I know that somebody got it for me from the park, it makes it more special to me. Right.
It's a more memorable shopping experience for you, the person giving. And usually that makes it, better quality a lot of times. Also, more exclusive in some cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. There's some stuff, like this shirt I'm wearing right now was, so this is really one that you should watch on YouTube because we're only talking about things you can see, but I'm wearing... You
can describe it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wearing this red shirt and it was an Epcot exclusive to the day of Epcot's 40th birthday, and this particular color of this shirt, this red one, Morgan waited in the line before I got to Epcot, so she got this for me, so thank you.
Oh, yeah.
But she said that this one was only available on the day of the anniversary.
Yeah.
It's got the date printed on it, October 1st.
Right.
Epcot's birthday, so...
They said anything that had that date on it was only being sold that day, and I was like... Wow.
Yeah, so
talk about exclusive.
So when Morgan told me that, I was like, well, then I definitely want that. Because who doesn't love something that's one of a kind?
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's such a small pool of people who would own it that makes it a little more nifty.
I don't know how you feel about this, but under normal circumstances, I don't love stuff that's dated because then I don't want to wear it the next year. But with it being like Disney's birthday, like... That's different.
That is different, especially if it's celebrating an anniversary. Right. I feel like that makes it unique and cool.
Right.
But also, what I love about what they did with this shirt is the date is on it, but it's very small, so you would really have to look to find it.
Yes,
let me tell you what I'm not buying. The Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, Donald,
which is
Castle 2013.
You know what's worse?
I think it's tacky. I don't like it.
Personally, I think what's worse is... the Halloween 2022 because first of all you buy this with only being able to wear it for 1 month and now you've limited it to just that year as well.
Exactly. It really makes it feel so much more like, I don't know, dated, I guess you could say.
Right.
Like, it makes it feel like it's old when you're when you're wearing it, which is silly, but I just feel like I don't want to spend $40 on a t-shirt with an expiration date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I do have a shirt that I bought, years ago that says 2016 on it, and it is like one of my favorite cuts of a Disney shirt, one of my favorite designs. So I do pull it out every once in a while. I haven't gotten rid of it yet, but so there are those that you fall in love with and you just kind of deal. But yeah, for the most part, I do try to stay away from a date.
Do you have, before we get...
Not on an ornament, though.
Right.
I'd like to say.
That is like...
I don't know. I like that.
I like that, too, because it's a collection of memories. Right. I don't necessarily feel the same way about clothes, though, which is weird. But I will, before we get into the main portion of this podcast, which is going to be us kind of going back and forth and talking about our favorite places to shop in Walt Disney World, are there any purchases from Walt Disney World that kind of stand out to you, like things that maybe you have in your home or an article of clothing that you got from Disney that's like, oh, I love that I got this here.
There's so much.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, like we were just talking about DJ Rex, this is one of the best gifts I've ever received.
Aww.
Rex is the character that was the he was the animatronic in Star Tours before they changed it to C-3PO.
Right.
Which is the Star Tours from my childhood, so he meant a lot to me, nostalgia-wise. And then when he showed back up in Oga's, I was in tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that meant a lot to me. My husband and I have bought things throughout the years that just when I see them, I have good memories. You know, my parents like the Christmas stuff, so I really enjoyed for a while being able to add to their Mickey and Minnie vintage Christmas collection.
Oh.
They've changed it too much now and gotten too far away from the stuff that they were collecting. Like this year's is very plaid. You know, have you noticed that? Anyway, like 5 years ago, they had like a maroon and gold, and that really matched all of my parents' Christmas stuff they already had.
Oh, that's awesome.
So even from
Don't you love that?
Yes. I really liked the vintage stuff. I mean, Mickey was like in a top hat. It was like very old school Christmas. Yeah, and I really, from a gifting standpoint, really appreciated that kind of stuff. There's just a lot of stuff. How about you?
Yeah, I've got like I'm a big Muppets fan. I can't believe in how many 15 episodes or something into this podcast we've never talked about the Muppets.
Really?
That feels like a crime. Let me justify this. I love the Muppets so much. I think it's a combination of...
I bet we talked about it on the Halloween episode when we said there should have been a Muppets Haunted Mansion float.
Oh, if we didn't,
we should have.
That is true. That would be great. I love that. But I love the Muppets. I think most of it is because I loved Muppet Vision 3D as a kid, but also nostalgic. Because I had like VHS tapes of the Muppet Show that I would watch with my mom. So like all of that together for me makes the Muppets very nostalgic. But I also love their sense of humor. And I love the viewpoint that the like slightly off-center viewpoint that a lot of the Muppet comedy has, which I love a lot. But anyway, some of my favorite things that I've gotten from the parks are Muppet related. I have a Kermit that sits on my on the table by my bedside because I love the Muppets so much, and he's from Hollywood Studios, but also at Hollywood Studios, and it was really for a while the only Disney park you could find them, and they were Disney Parks exclusive, so you could only get them in the Disney parks. They came out with matching Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog Loungefly backpacks, and I typically don't buy the Loungeflies because I don't really wear them in, but I knew I had to have that one because it was so, I love the Muppets so much, it was so cute, so my fiance got the Miss Piggy one, I got the Kermit one. Yeah. It's wonderful, you know.
Yes,
every time I look at those, I smile.
And that's really saying something because you weren't into Loungefly before.
I haven't gotten
a lot of people die hard collect Loungeflies and have hundreds of them.
We've never talked about this either. Yeah. The fact that there's a huge chunk of people who go to Disney that buy I guess you could say the how would you say it's central to the culture of Disney. I feel these recurring things. Here's what I'm talking about. Kind of collections. Yeah, collectibles. So I'm talking about mini ears, Loungeflies. Yeah. I'm talking about here's another big one. The Starbucks tumblers. Oh yeah. People collect those.
Popcorn buckets are really big right now.
Yeah. The Figment popcorn bucket, that was the huge deal that people waited in 4-hour-long lines for.
That was the most epic one that I have heard of, but there have been a lot.
But also that Epcot 40th anniversary merchandise. Yeah.
I waited outside for an hour. I think.
Yeah, I think that's the longest that any of us have ever waited to shop.
Oh, I've never done that before.
No, me neither.
That was and again, it was that they had day only merchandise for
It was
sale
special.
in this store only. Yeah. And it happened to not be the hottest day of the year, which was helpful.
That really does.
The reason that we went was because of Epcot's birthday.
Right. So it felt very normal and like what we should have been doing. So yeah, that totally makes sense to me. But yeah, and it's funny because I compartmentalize these IPs, these brands into the parks. So like Star Wars for me, that's a Hollywood Studios thing.
Oh, right.
The Muppets, that's a Hollywood Studios thing. So like I love that DJ Rex is from Hollywood Studios. I love that Kermit is from Hollywood Studios because that's where those things live for me. I know the movies live in the TV, but for me, if I want to see Star Wars, you know, in person, then I want my Star Wars stuff to come from the Star Wars park. Like, I don't know, maybe that's a silly thing, but it does add an extra layer of appreciation to the objects for me.
And it really helps as somebody that is gift giving to not have to go through a terrible shopping experience where you're at the mall and you're fighting with people and you know what I mean? Instead, you're going to themed shops that are...
That is a huge part of some of these entries on my list.
Right. I find shopping at Disney for Christmas like a magical experience.
Oh, totally.
Not a nightmare. Like
You've got your bags on your arm, the snow, snow is falling down on you. They're playing the Christmas music. For me, that is always going to be a better experience, even than just shopping online. Also, I'm getting my pass holder discount.
Yes.
So I will be in person for that because you can't just put it into Shop Disney. They don't roll with that. You gotta pull up to the park and, you know, make that happen. And there's a lot of people, I'm sure, who are utilizing discounts of some kind that maybe, you know. So yeah.
Well, the Disney Visa is you can get a discount on Shop Disney, though, also.
Yeah.
So there are some that do span. And
must be nice out there.
Yeah, you should check Shop Disney. Sometimes I find something on Shop Disney that I had been eyeing in a Disney park that happens to be cheaper on Shop Disney.
Yes.
So,
and
shopper tip is to kind of check both.
And to look out for when Shop Disney is doing free shipping. Because that, like, I will see that Shop Disney has something from the parks that I want. And then I will wait until... And it seems like they do it, like, all the time.
They do it pretty regularly. You mean free shipping on anything instead of free shipping with 75 or more. Yeah.
Yeah, they have days where they'll send out a push notification that says... Ooh, it's a magical spree. Come in and get free shipping the whole day for anything. And those are the moments where I bid my bank account goodbye and I seize the opportunity.
And then I wind up realizing afterwards that I actually put enough in my cart that I would have gotten free shipping any day. Because they always...
There's nothing that makes me more like...
Spend $75 and get free shipping every day.
I'm like, it worked. They got me.
They got me,
gal.
So I would say if you're looking for like after Halloween merchandise that's on sale or after Christmas merchandise that's on sale, they don't do sales like that at the parks. You've got to do Shop Disney.
Yeah, no.
So there is a place for Shop Disney.
They don't mark stuff down at the parks.
Right.
There is no clearance rack.
There is no. You will see Halloween stuff. They're still selling like a month after Halloween, and I'm like.
Price.
All right. I don't know who's buying this right now.
My fiance and I are walking through the park. It's like 2 weeks after Halloween. They're selling the Halloween stuff full price. We're looking at each other, scratching our heads like, who is buying that for full price right after Halloween?
Somebody must be, I guess.
Here's the tip where you go. I don't know that we're talking about this like because it's not in Walt Disney World, but the character warehouse in the outlet mall is where you can go get some marked down out of season Disney park stuff. Do that. Don't buy yourself a Halloween.
You can look that up on Google if that's something that you want to do. That is a store that we love.
Yeah,
they have similar
genuine park merchandise, but
similar like discounts to the after Christmas kind of blowout thing that Shop Disney has, and a lot of times even better.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about shipping at all.
Yeah. I have gotten like a half off Dooney. Speaking of your collectibles,
Dooney
that's
and
another
Burke.
one. Yeah, Dooney and Burke bags.
But they also do
high-priced one, but it is a collectible.
They also do like $13 ears. They do half off lounge flies for the out of season ones. And I'm just talking about like after Christmas.
Right.
They put
actually they'll have it before.
Yeah, sometimes
because it's the stuff from last year.
Right. And
fine with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I bought this year from Character Warehouse. I bought some stuff for Halloween.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is such a good money saving tip because Disney, here's the true thing, is that Disney licenses its brand to a lot of companies. So sometimes when you order something that's Disney themed online, you're getting it from a company that Disney has just sold the rights to slap their stuff onto.
And then it might not be very high quality.
And sometimes they're bad. Sometimes I wish Disney would be a little bit more choosy about who gets to throw their stuff in Marshall's with Disney stuff all over it, and it's garbage, you know?
Right.
So
Kohl's, Box Lunch, they all have a lot of stuff. It's not necessarily as great.
Exactly.
Some of it is, though. So, I do like both of those stores.
That is one where it's all about you go online, because all of that stuff, even if it's sold out online, you can still see the reviews.
Yes.
So there, before you go into the store, even if you're buying in person, still look it up online so that you can look at the reviews and you'll get a sense for the quality of it.
Right.
But that's the great thing about the Disney Character Warehouse, is that it's official Disney stuff, so you don't really have to worry about the
Disney
quality.
Parks stuff, not just Disney characters.
Right. So you don't have to worry about the quality as much, and you still get the savings.
I prefer like merchandise that is from a ride or the park, because it feels more exclusive. And it's more fun for me to gift that kind of stuff because not everybody in my family lives right by Disney. So like for Christmas, I got my little sister the 50th Vans. 50th anniversary Disney Vans. They were only sold in parks.
Sneakers, yeah. That's pretty awesome. I mean, I just think it is an extra level. I guess the thing that makes stuff cool is when it's a little bit more niche, when it's a little bit more, like, not everybody is going to look at a Hollywood Tower Hotel shirt and know that that's the Tower of Terror, you know what I mean? So when you're wearing Disney Park stuff out in the wild, it can be a little kind of fun. Like, oh, you're a Disney Parks person?
You're a person too.
You're a pass holder? Yeah. You're a Parks person? Yes, I am.
Yep, and that's how you know you met the right person.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, my fiance and I went to the movies, and I was wearing this shirt a couple weeks ago, and this lady who's in front of us in line goes, "You can use my ticket discount. You got to take care of your fellow Epcot people." And she gave us some discount that made our movie tickets super cheap. And it's all because I was wearing my Disney stuff out in the wild, my Epcot Park shirt.
Right.
So that kind of really speaks what we're saying into reality. That sometimes it's fun to wear something that's a little bit more specific because the people who get it.
Right. And those are the people you want to be around. Usually.
Exactly. We drew her into our life with our big Disney Parks energy. That's what she needed. Yeah,
that's the thing I love about running a Disney-inspired Etsy shop.
Oh, what is your Etsy shop?
Neverland Navigation.
That you have one of, I would say, probably my absolute favorite Etsy shop that's ever existed.
Because
of the quality of the... And yes, now this is Neverland Navigation, and this was not intended to be an ad. Morgan has had this shop longer than I've known Morgan, and I have always felt the same way about it. So I'm not just, advertising.
We just changed the name when we started this business.
Right, to
make everything kind of cohesive.
Unified.
But one of my favorite things about having it, and I don't do the Disney trademark stuff. I do Disney inspired stuff.
Yes.
So, but one of the things that I love about having it is that I get to talk to the other Disney super fans.
Love that.
And I could just do that all day. But anyway, so we're talking about stores in Disney, right?
Yeah.
Do you have like an absolute favorite? I don't have an absolute favorite because I love so many.
There are some that are closer to the top than others, but I don't think the order is concrete.
I could not. I thought about trying to do like a top 5 or something like that, but it's like... It depends on what I'm looking for.
Yeah, when I first started going to Disney, I was going... Well, I mean, I started when I was a small child. When I started going as an adult, I had such a minuscule budget because I was, putting myself through college and doing all kinds of expensive things in my adult life, so Disney was like my one thing that I spend money on. So like just being there was the experience. I wasn't going out and buying stuff.
Right.
Now I've gotten a little bit more, collecty and a little bit further into adulthood where I'm, buying things. And it's been kind of fun to see how the different locations have different stuff in Disney World, or sometimes not, and I think that's kind of a very disappointing experience when you go into the Disney parks, and this is something that I've seen people talk about online, and there's the same merchandise everywhere for everything. And I'm talking about, like, they'll come out with a new Spirit jersey, and that Spirit jersey will be in every gift shop everywhere, and nothing is exclusive to a particular shop. My favorite stores, a lot of my favorite stores, that's not true for. There are some things that you can kind of only find there, and I think that adds something to my shopping experience.
Sure.
And those are kind of few and far between in Disney World now, because most stuff, like we're saying, is kind of everywhere.
Right. I think all of the, like, each park has a main store or a main group of stores, and they all have similar stuff. But I love them all for the individuality that comes in kind of the vibe you get, the decor of the store. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is. It is a very different experience. Sometimes depending on where you're at, because the vibe of sometimes the vibe of the store that you're in, I feel like is calculated to make you want the merchandise inside. Like when you're in Epcot and you're in the Creation Shop and you're surrounded by this super Epcot themed space and these neon lights and everything, I feel like it makes you want to buy Epcot stuff. You're like, I love Epcot, I'm in Epcot. Of course they're counting on that experience factor for you to spend your money, but when you're in like a well-themed, curated environment, for me it's even more dangerous, because I feel like they are really setting the mood for me to want to take a bit of it home with me.
Right. So are any of the big stores like Creations, which is in Epcot like you just mentioned, or the Emporium in Magic Kingdom, are those on your list at all?
3 of them are on my list.
Okay.
Not the only one that's not on my list is the Emporium. I don't like to shop in the Emporium as much as some of the other shops at Disney World.
Because it's too crowded?
Because of the stress.
Yeah.
It is super... First of all, the aisles are pretty tight in there. Yeah. There's a lot of merchandise crammed in there, which I get they need variety. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's an overwhelming experience when the shop is crowded and the aisles are so narrow. It makes me feel like I'm bumping into people.
Unfortunately, the Emporium turns into a secondary walkway down Main Street, especially if like a parade or a show is about to happen. And then there are just so many people that are using it just as a walkway to get from the back of Main Street to the front or vice versa, that it's hard to even stop and look at stuff there.
Totally. It makes you feel like no matter where you go, you're gonna either be right up in somebody's face, or people with their like double wide strollers in there. Mm-hmm. Mamma mia! It can make the experience feel a little stressful.
It's detrimental to the experience.
I'm not a crowd person to begin with, but when you're jamming all the people in the park into this tight environment filled with racks and aisles and displays and stuff, it just feels like a little bit of a maze for me that I don't love. It makes it a little stressful.
What I will give to the Emporium that is kind of exclusive to the Emporium is the shop windows that are like the moving, what's the right term? I wanted to say animated, but I know that's not right.
Yeah, they are. They move. They're animated, Now, those are the best thing about the Emporium, and guess what?
And they're on the outside.
They're on the outside. They're like, for me, they're part of Main Street.
Yes,
they're not even like...
But they're supposed to be a part of the Emporium.
And to me, they are a part of the Emporium's identity in the same way that what they're emulating, like the Macy's department store windows, are part of the identity of the Macy's.
Even if you never step foot in a Macy's. Macy's, right?
Exactly. So, like, they got the vibe, but unfortunately you can't appreciate them from inside the Emporium, so to me
And when
it's
you're
just,
inside, it is kind of a...
that's the siren song drawing you into the mess that is the Emporium. And I would like to give a huge shout out to the cast members who work in the Emporium, because you deal with so many people asking you very specific questions about very specific pieces of merchandise. You're dealing with collectors who are, you know, known for maybe not the best park etiquette or park behavior. So there's that to deal with. I just feel like I could not think of a more stressful position in Disney World than working in the Emporium. So I want to say that I am thankful to you for...
I think the people that work on the back of the tram, that's always seemed to me like the worst. But yes,
that can be tough.
You're probably right.
Hey,
that one.
In the future, we should do a video or a podcast episode where we just talk about the cast members who we appreciate the most or ones that stand out in our mind, because there's so many cast members who have jobs that make me think, I'm just so thankful for you willing to put up with this so that I can have a magical day.
I don't think I could drive or be the person in the back of that tram for like an hour before I would lose my mind.
Y'all deserve your own up-close parking spot.
Yes.
For putting up with what you're talking about, the people who don't listen.
Yeah.
You're my faves. Cast membies. Okay.
But you put the other 3 on there.
Yeah, I put the other 3 on there, and for very different reasons. Okay. First, I would say if I were to have an order, this would be toward the bottom. Mickey's of Hollywood, which is the Hollywood Studios shop, not on the right, because that's the dark room with the camera on the outside. On the left is Mickey's of Hollywood.
Sure.
So in there,
with
first
Pluto.
of all... Yes, Pluto.
So my favorite neon sign is right above that store.
So good.
Pluto's wagging his tail.
It's such a good sign. Every time we see it...
Next time you go, look at it if you can't automatically picture it.
Yeah, every time we see it, Morgan and I think, this would be such a good tabletop sign. I wish they made a little version of this sign.
Right.
Or one I could put on my wall. I'll take whatever. That would be great. But yeah, that is I forgot that was even part of this shop. But the reason I love this shop so much is it's got those big Art Deco vibes that Hollywood Studios does really well, where it's really glamorous and old school Hollywood, just like all of Hollywood Boulevard is. But the interior really matches up. It's got those like sharp angular features, gold accents, and I think it is just a really classy. It's not as crowded as the Emporium, or I would say Creation Shop. It's like a little bit toned down compared to those. And it's got some more exclusive stuff. That's where I got the Kermit, or that's where I got the Miss Piggy backpack. So, like, it's got some stuff that you don't find at some of the other stores. So, for those reasons, it's
all
on
of
my
that.
list.
That Star Wars DJ Rex was there. There for a while. I don't know where you got this one, but
he is actually I went to the Star Tours gift shop to get him for you because he's from Star Tours.
Oh,
so that to me felt the most right. So that's what we did. Tyler thought it was silly. Actually, Tyler said, "That's silly. I'm glad you did that." And so I think he gets it. Thanks, Tyler. But yeah, that one I feel like of Hollywood Studios that has, and there's actually a couple good shops in Hollywood Studios. I need to stop. I'm banging into all the equipment. There's a couple good shops in Hollywood Studios. There's another one on my list.
There are a bunch of very themed stores in Hollywood.
Do you have any from Hollywood Studios on yours?
So I put all of the shops in Star Wars. I would like to give them Star Wars Land, so Batuu. I would like to give them credit for being so intricately themed.
Absolutely. And what we were talking about before, like merchandise you can't find everywhere, the covered marketplace portion of Galaxy's Edge, where they've got like Ronto Roasters, and then they've got all those individual shops, they've got stuff in there that you can't find anywhere else in all of Walt Disney World. It's only in those individual like little hut things on that street, and I love that.
Yes, if you have a Star Wars super fan on your shopping list, definitely heading back there would be a smart decision.
Absolutely, and there's some stuff back there that is just so cute. Like they have this one shop. Oops, sorry, I was muted that whole time. It's fine. There was this shop in Galaxy's Edge underneath that covered marketplace thing, and it was kind of themed to be, I would say, this kind of like toy shop but for, you know, the alien children of the planet.
Sure.
And they've got these, like, these plush kind of toys of the main characters of Star Wars, so like a Stormtrooper and Rey and everybody, but they look hand-sewn, they look hand-stitched, and they're very, like, textile kind of feeling, and I loved those, and I've only ever seen those there, and that's just one example of some of the, like, more unique stuff they've got there. So I think any Star Wars, like, lover in your family would actually really appreciate getting to see some of the stuff that fits into the story of where you're shopping, like you were saying, with all the details of the shops.
Right, absolutely.
Some of those shops are, like, incredibly themed, where they've even got, like, a little animatronics, or they've got little, you know, cool wall decorations or handcrafted stuff that really immerses you into the experience. I love those. Right.
And they've got the build a droid shop and the build a lightsaber shop, but that's an experience. So I wouldn't go in there and build a droid for somebody. I would give them a gift card and have them build it. You know what I mean?
Take them.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think the best case scenario there is you take them to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you're there with them. If that's a possibility for you. You gift it to them. Mm-hmm. If not, then like what you were saying, the gift card and the, you know, a card that says, I hope you have so much fun building your own lightsaber. Yeah. That I think is also an experience that any Star Wars fan would be happy with. They're still only letting
one guest in there with you.
Right.
So, I mean, because it's an experience, you can't be like, oh, the whole family's going in so that dad can build a droid.
It's a reservation-based experience. Right. It's not just like it's not any regular shop. You have to kind of let them know that you're coming.
Oh, yeah. It's an experience, yeah. Did you have any other Hollywood Studios stores on your list?
No, that was it. Just the Mickey's of Hollywood and those Galaxy's Edge shops. Did you?
No, like, so later, I mean, on a different part of my list, I've got Christmas shops in general, but they did shut down the one in Hollywood Studios, but I don't know if it's slated to return.
Did they really?
Yeah, the one that's next to Muppets 3D.
I love that shop.
I do too, and next to Mama Melrose, the Italian restaurant back there, has been shut down for a few months now.
Oh, no.
And I'm not sure if they're just going to redo it.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I don't know what the plans are yet.
They've got that cute snowman.
Yes. So there was that one, maybe to return, maybe not. And then there's one in Disney Springs.
I like the Disney Springs one.
That one's called Disney Days of Christmas. That's my favorite. It's the biggest.
Yeah, that one has such an extensive variety. You could go in there and look at ornaments for half an hour. I know we've done that before.
We have. And I mean, just when you walk in there, you can smell Christmas, even if it's in July. And that's a thing that I love.
Yeah, it is very, like, it is decked out in there in a big way, which is really exciting to see. Also, they've got a bunch of cool Nightmare Before Christmas stuff in there, and some some Monsters Inc. Christmas stuff that's
they've got all kinds of Christmas stuff from all kinds of.
What I love about that store is sometimes in Disney World, these collections, there will be a couple of pieces of each collection in the different stores, like the main things from each collection, like the ornaments or the tree skirt or whatever. But at that Christmas store in Disney Springs, they have the entire collection of each collection. You can really find any holiday thing you're looking for in there. Yes. I think that is the most complete of all of the Christmas.
I agree. And I think it's because it's the biggest. The one that was, and hopefully will return to Hollywood Studios, was pretty small.
Right.
And then the last one is that I know. These are the only three I know of. Is in Magic Kingdom, and it's called Ye Olde Christmas Shop.
That one is cute.
In Liberty Square. Small.
It is small. That one, I worry about bumping into a child holding a glass ornament.
I know. It is too small.
Have you ever been there and heard one break?
Oh, no. Does this happen regularly?
Oh, yes. I've been in there.
I'm not surprised.
A couple of times where somebody has dropped an ornament and everyone and then freezes, and then nobody move, and the cast members come with their broom and sweep it up. It's really a whole production, you know. That, to me, is too much.
Yeah.
It makes me nervous that that's going to happen to me.
Right. And I do think that the small shop is part of the nature of the Liberty Square area, though.
And it's charming.
It is charming in a, the old school.
It is just also, it just happens to be stressful in there. So, like, for me, it's a little bit of, like, it's a little...
It's a very small,
give and take, yeah. Those are really, I didn't think about those, but I do love that they've got some year-round Christmas shops.
Yes.
That's magical.
Yeah, I agree.
That's magic, baby. It's not everywhere, but it's there for sure. I also have one. I would say this is the weirdest one on my list. Okay. It's an Animal Kingdom. Sure. It's there.
Oh, yeah, you didn't even talk about the Animal Kingdom main,
this is...
Do you know the name of it?
The Island Mercantile.
Oh, right.
I think is right.
Yep.
And it is on there. It is one of my favorites. Special shout out to the shops in Africa that have some cool, like, sculpted things that look, like they could be, sold from an African, kind of tribal meaning. That's the kind of aesthetic they're going for.
Right.
And they've got some, like, carvings of Disney characters in those styles that are cool. Walking sticks, different kind of things that fit into the vibe there that I love. But this is just the main store of Animal Kingdom, I would say. I think this is specifically the one off to the left.
Is that what you were going to talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When you walk into the park. No. You were going to talk about this too?
No.
Oh, okay, great.
You said this is the weirdest one on my list. It's in Animal Kingdom. And I thought you were going to name something different. And I said, oh, you never even named the main one.
Yes.
And I didn't know that they were the same.
Well, It's weird for me because I wouldn't normally name...
Animal Kingdom isn't your favorite.
Animal Kingdom is not my go-to park, I will admit, but...
I love Animal Kingdom.
There is something very charming about this shop. Number one, because it's not as busy as the other park's main stores at all.
Right.
It is very cool in there, which is wonderful. Because
is that the name of the big shop on both sides of the main entrance?
I don't know. Is it the same name on both sides?
I'm not sure, but to me, they're connected in my head.
They're the same shop, but I know the one on the left, I believe, is the Island Mercantile. So that's what I'm talking about. But either way, they're both... To me, that you're like what you're saying, they are both kind of extensions of the same thing. But the AC is really cold in there, which is great for Animal Kingdom, which in my opinion is like one of the hottest of the park. Okay, but when you're going into the Emporium, sometimes it is so full of people that you walk in, you get that, that AC is nice, but then you're right back into the body heat of it all, and it's not, you don't feel that in the Island Mercantile. Okay. Also... I love the carvings on the pillars that hold up the ceiling. They've got like cool like elephants, toucans, all the kind of different animals around.
I love how all of the details come through even in these shops.
And it's so colorful in there. Yeah, I really like that store a lot. That's also where they give out their magnets sometimes. So I've got positive association, like I'm going to be rewarded when I walk in there. So it worked.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Is that your only Animal Kingdom gift shop?
Other than that Lion King, Festival of Lion King area, those shops in Africa.
Oh, right.
Other than those. Actually, they're more toward the safari. They're not really by the Festival of Lion King. But yeah.
Okay.
Those are, Did you have one in Animal Kingdom?
I do. And this is my kind of weird
I'm excited.
Okay, so... And it might not exist much longer if Blue Sky stuff that they told us in D23 comes to fruition, which who knows. But still, right now, the Dino Institute, which is the gift shop that you're sort of, not the gift shop that you're funneled out. Wait, maybe I have the wrong name. I'm not talking about the one when you come off of Dinosaur that you're in there. I'm talking about then you go out of Dinosaur and you go to the right.
The rinky-dink little... The one that's themed to be like a tourist trap.
Yes, and it's giant, and there's stuff everywhere on the ceiling.
Isn't that like Chester and Hester's something?
I don't know. I will see if I can. I don't now. I don't think it's called the Dino Institute because I think I put in gift shop near Dinosaur, and that's not the right.
Yeah, the Dino Institute is that building the dinosaurs in. I know exactly what you're talking about. Doesn't it have a train on the ceiling or something?
Yes,
I do like it in there a lot.
It's so fun in there. I'm just saying, like
it's got whimsy.
Yes, it's got whimsy. It's got a lot of detail and a lot of just you could just like look up and around because there's like random toys and stuff just kind of everywhere.
It has more than any other store in Disney World. It has the energy of a toy shop. You know what I mean? It's like for the whole family to get excited about what's going on in there. It's also got some really fun, like, just general dinosaur stuff,
Yeah.
which I think is a great option for, parents who are maybe looking for something a little bit like, okay, yes, we just...
I think you're right. Chester and Hester's Dinosaur Treasures is probably it.
Oh, yeah, that sounds exactly like it. They've also got a fun, like...
And see, they shut down Primeval World, so...
Yeah, so
now...
So
it's possible that this isn't going to be there forever.
Oh, that's very possible. In fact, Disney's basically confirmed that they're leveling.
Well, for now...
Oh, absolutely.
It's a really cool store to go into, because...
See it while you can.
Yeah, there's just stuff everywhere.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's hanging from the ceiling and just, it's crazy.
It feels like how your favorite toy store at a mall in the 90s or 2000s felt, when malls were still, banging. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's got like a lot of good energy where every time you turn the corner, you're like, whoa, look at that.
Yeah,
it's designed.
Things are moving. Yeah.
Yeah, it's designed for that. I love that shop. That's a good one.
Right.
Morgan's got some on her list that I was like, wow, I do love all these stores now that you mention it. We're nearing kind of the end of my list, but another one that I have is the Creation Shop in Epcot. Now, when I was thinking about stores in Epcot, obviously, a lot of World Showcase comes to mind.
Yeah, that's on my list. It's just like a broad.
Yeah, specifically, we'll talk about our favorites. Specifically, the UK shop, like, it starts as the tea shop, the Twinnings tea shop, and then it kind of extends to
I like that one.
It's got Alice in Wonderland stuff and Mary Poppins stuff.
It has stuff like corgi, like plushy corgis and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of...
I had to ask why.
It's not the same.
And that was the Queen's favorite dog.
Yes, the Queen was, like, noted for having her corgis, but...
I didn't know that until I went into that shop.
Yeah, I think the only reason...
This was a while ago.
I think the only reason I knew is because my fiance was watching The Crown.
Oh, okay.
And so they've got, some history of the monarchs there. But, yeah, I just love that little tea shop. It's got a tea garden out front during the festival, I want to say, of the Flower and Garden Festival. I think that's when it's got a little tea garden out front. But also, I love the smell of the teas. I love the
smell. Yeah, they also have some perfumes back there, huh?
Yeah.
But not so overwhelming, like in one of them, Italy or France, has like a perfume store. And you can smell it just when you're walking by. It's too much.
I don't like it at all. There's also, I think, there's one in Norway, too.
Yes.
The one in Norway smells a little bit better than the France one, but it's still a lot.
It is strong.
It's still a lot. I like that Norway shop, too.
And
every time I go in there, they've got those beautifully knit winter, like, outer coats and sweaters and things. Tori and I, my friend Tori, who we talk about every episode... We were in there recently after riding Frozen, and we turned the tag over on something. It was like $600 for a sweater, and we were like, oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, Michael always looks at those, but the last time we went, which is when I went with my family for my family trip, there was one that had like a Mickey embroidered on it.
Ooh.
And he was like, oh my gosh, now there's Mickey on it. I have to have it.
Cute, yeah.
Yeah. Because for the longest time, and this is true of a lot of the World Showcase stores, they sell a lot of stuff that is not really Disney
at all.
It's to do with the country.
Yeah.
It's maybe a brand from the country.
Yes.
It's not Mickey.
Yeah, which I love.
Yes.
Because that is widely available in the rest of Disney World.
But then having some that has a little bit of both, like a
crossover.
Yeah,
it makes it special.
Because the one he was looking at looks like those sweaters that you see in that Norway shop that look like they're Norwegian. But then it's just a little embroidered Mickey, and it was lovely.
Yeah, that is really cute because it's just subtle.
Yeah.
But yeah, those World Showcase shops, oh my gosh, talk about the Japan.
Yeah, but you said so the UK is your favorite.
The UK is probably my favorite. What's your favorite in the World Showcase?
I think that's hard.
Yeah, there's
probably
a lot of
Germany.
Yeah,
I really like the crystal area.
The display with the lederhosen in there is really cute too.
Yeah. And then I don't know if it's all year round. I should know because I feel like it's all year round, but they've got that pickle tree that's so funny.
Oh my gosh!
So
yes.
that's like a tradition in Germany to put a pickle ornament on your Christmas tree.
So yeah, so the
they've
legend
got a whole
goes,
tree made of just pickle ornaments,
which is so fun.
Yeah,
yeah, I love the cute little touches.
The first store just has like crystal stuff, like the castle made out of crystal.
Those crystal shops. There's one on Main Street too.
It is also nerve-wracking.
Those are a little nerve-wracking, but oh my gosh, is it worth just a stop in to just see how there's one.
Sometimes there's somebody making them. Then you can just watch them making it.
And that
gorgeous.
Is really
what an art form.
What an amazing art.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite.
What an amazing art. What an amazing like form of art to be, engaging with. Yeah, those are.
But the Japan one that you just brought up is huge.
Expansive.
That one's not my favorite, but it is because I am very sensitive to the smell of incense.
Oh, that's right.
And
they burn incense
constantly. It's kind of overwhelming to me because I'm sensitive to it.
Yeah, I will say that shop is probably one of the biggest stores in Walt Disney World, and it's got so much of
and a lot
everything.
Of like anime stuff.
Yeah.
It's, again, not Disney.
No, there's practically no Disney stuff. It's all like
I
anime,
can't think of much
Japan.
Disney that's in there. I do get dragged in there regularly because Bailey likes it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a happening little place for.
Yeah.
Anime is popular with these youngsters.
Right.
But yeah, it is. It's cool in there. I every time I'm in there, I think this was going to be a ride.
Was
originally. It? Yeah.
Oh
well,
my
that
gosh.
whole building.
I knew about the Germany ride that is now just covered up. There's just a wall there, right? I did not know about a Japan ride.
Yeah, originally when they were building the show buildings for this World Showcase set, they left that building to be the foundation of a building for a queue for what would eventually become a ride in the second phase of this World Showcase pavilion.
Do you know anything about what it was going to be?
They had originally planned that maybe they were going to put a Mount Fuji roller coaster in there, which would have been quite a big deal.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of talk about different kind of dark ride alternatives that might have been a thing for the Japan pavilion. But either way, Japan ended up not having a ride. They had all this extra space, so that kind of is why the shop is so huge, is because originally that was going to be like a line
That's
ride.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they still have the space back there, you think, to do something if they ever decided
it's
to?
It's hard to say now, isn't it?
Who knows
because
what's back there?
Who knows what kind of like hot water heaters, cast parking, and well, you know how they so quickly build infrastructure for stuff back there? I feel like now it's almost impossible to know. I mean, I guess you could Google Earth and really figure it out.
Yeah, if I weren't terrified of helicopters, I would for sure be doing one of these helicopter tours.
Hi at BioReconstruct on Twitter. I always see you taking these amazing helicopter angle shots, and I'm like, bless you and your bravery. I never could do it. I would be too terrified. You don't have to tell me. Every time we're in Disney Springs, I'm like, oh, Morgan, we're going to get in the hot air balloon. She's like, no. It's so funny.
Nope.
But sometimes we're over there and that hot air balloon, and Morgan...
Which is actually a helium balloon.
Tell the people. What is it?
It's a helium balloon. It's like the largest helium balloon.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did you learn all this?
So, if you take the boat, there's one of the transportation options if you're staying at Port Orleans is you can take a boat that will take you to Disney Springs. And so we took the boat one time, and the guy that's driving the boat, what's his...
A captain?
The captain, sure. The captain
had... Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, he had so much interesting information to share, and I love cast members
We love you.
Thank you.
Cast members who are like... expecting the audience to love the parks as much as they do.
Yeah.
I'm your man.
Yeah, me too.
Because when I'm in the audience...
you'll never know how important you are to me, because I don't know, like, I would love to just run up and give these people a hug, but that would be weird.
Yeah.
So I don't.
But you know how I like to show my appreciation? I'll be in the crowd and I'll just go, wow, really loud when they say something, just so they know that I'm enjoying don't stop. I want to know, give me your information. I want to be in your brain.
Right.
The one that always sticks out for me, we're just doing our cast member episode at this point.
Yeah.
The one that sticks out for me, we were touring the Art of Animation Resort. And this cast member named Art. Hi, Art. Shout out to you.
Yeah, that guy was amazing.
He opened the resort. He was part of the opening staff.
Yeah.
And he had these really interesting tidbits
Facts.
about the way the lobby was laid out and some of the different drawings on the wall.
And what you're supposed to realize about the flow of the artwork. And it's mind-blowing.
He also
you would never know.
About some of the differences between the original lobby and the lobby as it currently stands after a remodel. How there were still some barely visible impressions in the floor where old kiosks used to be.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I live for the type of information that you are saying right now. So we love to learn stuff like that from cast members. Yeah. That is such its own unique thing. So it's really cool that this captain was able to give you this.
So
Disney
this guy
Springs.
was telling us a whole bunch of stuff, but one of the things that really stood out was that everybody thinks that is a hot air balloon in Disney Springs, and it's actually it's a helium balloon.
And now you know.
And he said that once a month, they have to have a cast member climb the outside of it, which is crazy because it's a circle, to get to the top to check to make sure that the light, they either check it or they change the light once a month to make sure it's good to go, because they have to have that safety light on top for the airplanes and whatnot.
That is so wild. Can you imagine? No. I can't.
Right, we won't even go on it and sit in the basket.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe.
But not the helicopter, I don't think. I don't think I could ever deal with that kind of terror. But for the longest time, Disney had a no-fly zone. Yeah. So people could not helicopter over. I don't know what's changed recently, but...
I don't know. I think I read something that it was still over Magic Kingdom, and Epcot. You can't fly over there, but I don't know. I don't really know the current status of the no-fly zone. Maybe that's something that we can look into a little bit more.
It's interesting because I know for the longest time people couldn't do it at all.
We should have an episode where we talk about semantics, like how high things can be. The fact that a lot of buildings in Walt Disney World are the same height because it's as tall as they can go without breaking height code. The things that have lights on them, that kind of thing. So there's really only one shop left in mind. Do you have more?
Yep.
All right, tell me.
You want me to go through my list?
Yes.
Okay, so, all right, I'll just start with Disney Springs. Okay. Disney Springs, World of Disney is probably better to me than the big shops that are in each of the 4 parks because it's actually bigger.
This is probably the top of my list.
Oh, is this the one that you didn't name?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's okay.
I'm just going down my list.
Yeah, keep going.
Well, no, you talk about this one.
Okay, World of Disney's great. It's themed to be like an animator's paint shop. It's got ink and paint studio vibes all over it. Sketches of animations that come to life on screens. A lot of projectors that show movies. It's very stylistic in there. I love that they have big displays. Like they've got a huge castle in there. They've got these really beautiful cardboard features that hang down on strings and they kind of assemble to make cool shapes. Like they had one for the 50th anniversary. They had one for when Frozen 2 came out where they've got all these different displays. But I just love the aesthetic that they went for in there when they gave it the refresh to make it look like,
And that wasn't that long ago.
No, that was pretty new.
Yeah, but before that, there were a bunch of different rooms and they were each sort of themed differently, and it was very easy to sort of get lost.
I didn't love shopping in World of Disney before the refresh. I think they opened it up a little bit.
They definitely opened it up.
In a way that, I feel like it's not as claustrophobic. It was
very claustrophobic.
It still gets really busy in there. So for that reason, I am a little, I like to have my personal space, so, that is what it is. But overall, I think the experience in there is good. Because, like, the decorations are so cute. I love seeing all the projections. Also, the selection in there is crazy.
I think it's supposed to be the biggest selection that there is.
It definitely feels like that's where
I'm pretty sure it's the biggest Disney store in the whole world.
Yeah, that feels right. But, like, unless it's like an exclusive thing, like it's an Epcot festival thing, which you can only get at Epcot, unless it's something like that, they've got everything.
Yeah.
From all the parks, basically.
Yeah. It's like a one-stop shop, I would say. Yeah.
It really
if you can only go to one,
it's very convenient. Also, I don't know about you, but whenever they're out of something at one of the other stores in Disney World, they're always saying, oh, well, just go on over to Disney Springs and check World of Disney. Yeah. So I'm always there anyway to find the stuff that I couldn't find in Magic Kingdom or whatever. Yeah.
And another great thing is that you don't have to have a Disney pass to go.
Yeah, you can just saunter on in.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you've got, like, if you're coming on vacation and you've got a 5-day, you might want to go to Disney Springs to do your shopping without that taking away from your park time.
Right. Very convenient.
Yeah, if you're a local and you've got a pass, you're an annual pass holder, like, I'm sure we'll be going when we're blocked out of the park.
Oh, absolutely. We love to go to Disney Springs when we're blocked out.
Yeah.
Because what a good excuse to take advantage of Disney Springs, which I think is its own kind of Disney magic, you know? And I'm sure that's exactly what they want me to say. Yes. So, like, job well done.
Right.
But, like, for me, it's got the fun of, like, an outdoor shopping mall, but it's got that extra Disney magic sprinkled
At Christmas,
in.
They're still doing the snow.
Yeah.
The Snope. They're doing the Christmas songs. They've got all of the Christmas trees up that are decorated with Disney theming. What's it called now?
The tree.
I feel like it used to be called the Christmas tree spree, but it's definitely not called that anymore.
Okay, yeah. I know it used to be, they used to call the little area the tree trail.
Oh, yes.
But now
I'm thinking of the Christmas tree spree from Epcot. I'm sorry.
But now, no, that's okay. But now I don't know that it's even, maybe it's a scavenger hunt or something. I don't know. But I think Disney Springs really accomplished what it set out to do in its refresh from Downtown Disney to Disney Springs.
Yeah.
And now it's just kind of this cool, kind of hip, but still kind of magical for the whole family feeling, where you are walking around shopping at basically what's an outdoor shopping mall. But also there's like these big Lego sculptures, there's this big volcano, there's this big boat.
It is called the tree stroll, Christmas tree stroll.
Oh wow, even now?
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild. I would not call it a stroll because they're all over like Disney Springs. Yeah, it's like miles. That's a hike. That's a tree hike, yeah.
But anyway, so they do a really good job. And like you were saying with that refresh to make it Disney Springs, I feel like there's to me a pretty obvious distinction between the new stuff that's kind of the luxury stores like
there's that whole row that's like Lily Pulitzer and Lululemon and
all kinds of stuff, right? Yeah. Like kind of luxury type stores. And then the downtown Disney area that used to be downtown Disney back in the day is that's what has World of Disney. And then it also has like the Star Wars shop. I don't know the specific names of all of these, so I'm just telling you what I call them. They have a Star Wars shop. They've got a pin trading location. They've got like Earl of Sandwich, kind of like the
Christmas shop. Yeah.
The Christmas shop, yeah.
The t-shirt printing shop thing they've got going on back there.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's there anymore.
D-Tech.
That's on my list. Oh, it's really? Not D-Tech. Trendy is on my list.
Oh, Trendy, yeah.
Yeah. So Tren-D for Disney has like the newest and coolest Disney clothes that don't seem like they are touristy, if that makes sense.
No, it really does, because like we were talking about, the Five Friends and the Castle in 2013, you're not going to find.
Right, that's not there.
It's a little bit more, like, bold patterns, it's a little bit more, like, catchphrases of particular characters. It goes a little bit more into the
Bailey
specifics.
got a shirt or a sweater a few years ago that it had a picture of the Jungle Cruise boat, and it said the denial catchphrase.
Oh, right.
Anyway, so it's got just kind of like fun, if you know, or very, I mean, trendy kind of stuff. And I like that store a lot.
I also like the co-op they've got.
The co-op is
there.
amazing. Yeah.
The co-op has like Art of Disney stuff in one corner. It's got a dress boutique in the back. It's got a pet section.
Yeah.
It's got phone cases. It's got everything.
It's very extra. You know what I mean? There's seriously a whole room of just pet stuff.
But
there's seriously a whole room of just like boutique dresses, like 50s style dresses.
But that to me feels a little bit more like an art house. It feels a little bit more like a co-op, like an artist co-op.
I love it.
It accomplishes its goal like perfectly.
So World of Disney is probably where I would go to buy gifts for the most part, but Trendy is where I go if I want to like look for stuff that I'm interested in.
Exactly, yeah. There are some stores where you just know, it's sad because my store, for that used to be the store right outside of Muppet Vision 3D that had Muppet stuff and Nightmare Before Christmas stuff because my fiance's favorite is Nightmare Before Christmas. I love the Muppets, so it was kind of a one-stop shop. That store's closed, so
that's right across the street from that Christmas store. I wonder if they're planning to redo that whole area, and we just don't know it yet.
They're gonna extend Batu. They're getting rid of my Muppets. I know.
Oh no, that's. He's just worried. We don't know that for sure.
Oh, that's not news.
Yeah,
that's me
news.
being afraid. That's me loving the Muppets and not wanting them to leave.
Yeah, I am worried about it though because the Muppets ride is usually only like a 5-minute wait, even if it's busy.
There's very few things I would say that I would want to like chain myself to the ride, stop the bulldozers. But Muppet Vision 3D, it just has such a sentimental value. Yeah, it's so nostalgic to me.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. Is there anything else to round out your list that we haven't hit on?
Well, so I mentioned, like you just mentioned about the art of Disney. That's in a few of the different places, and that is a store I love.
What's your favorite Art of Disney? Do you have one? Let me tell you mine. Mine is the Epcot one, the one in the American Adventure. Because that one is
there was one
busy.
at the front of Epcot though that's not there.
Right?
Did they move it back there?
Yes.
Okay, I mean I knew that was back there. I just didn't know if it was a second location.
No, I think that's the only one now because I used to love that one up front underneath Spaceship Earth, but I think that's gone forever. Mm-hmm. Just like the camera store that used to be up there. Like I think those are bygone.
Right.
But yeah, I think that the
that's a little bit of a different section, but...
What do you mean?
Well, the camera store was literally underneath Spaceship Earth.
Yeah.
But the Art of Disney was on, like, the side path coming out. Like, if you're coming out by Nemo. But I do agree that I think it's gone.
Right. Yeah, I don't...
But it was kind of by the bathrooms there on the Nemo side.
Right. Yeah, I love that one.
We come up with our own little names. For
I know because they named it what? World Aqua, World Celebration,
Don't know.
Whoever, yeah.
Nemo.
As people who are in Epcot every single week, we still don't know the names of these lands, so maybe that's an Epcot problem.
Yeah, are there... Yeah.
Also, it's such a mess up there. Who even knows where you are with construction?
Right, it's the construction.
It's the walls.
It's the walls. And it's also, we're used to calling it what we've been calling it for a long time.
Future World West.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love those art stores. I haven't really bought much from those art stores, but I'd love to look around at all of the art.
I love to see the canvases. I love to see
the
sculptures.
I have bought one canvas that was, more expensive than I'm used to spending on that kind of stuff. But I do love to just browse. Do
you know what else I love in there? The shadow boxes where they've got these like dioramas of the scenes from each movie that are like backlit with these like beautifully detailed sculptures. Those are really gorgeous. There's so much in Art of Disney I love to see.
And walking around when the Festival of the Arts is going on in Epcot and that turns into like a giant shopping area where there's all of the food places that you can get festival food at. You can also do festival shopping, art shopping.
Now, that is my real answer for my favorite shopping experience at Disney World. Because walking around the world showcase with these artists who are often there signing art, but also these just big net displays of all of this gorgeous art by these individual creators or their studios or their art houses or whatever. Walking around the world and seeing all of that and just... Maybe you just get index cards of some of your favorite pieces. Yeah. Maybe you take a look at the canvases and think about which room you would like for it to hang in your home someday or whatever it may be. I just think that is like the optimal experience because it is exactly what it purports to be. The Festival of the Arts is showcasing these individual artists. Like, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, I do have 2 more. I'll be quick.
Go, yeah.
So, Star Traders in Tomorrowland and Magic Kingdom.
I like Star Traders.
I love it. It's not so much for their fantastic selection.
Is that the one that used to have the mural?
Yes, but I think the mural is actually in Disneyland.
No, we used to have a mural too, because we used to
With the astronaut movie?
No.
Okay.
No, I do know what you're talking about. I do love that.
I love it.
But they're at the top of the store. It's like a circular store. At the top of it, there used to be this wraparound mural that you could see from the People Mover.
Okay.
And you could also see it in the store, obviously.
Yeah, I see.
But when they remodeled it, they took the mural out, which is so bonkers.
Well, so what you just mentioned is like my favorite part of this store, and that is that the People Mover drives right through it.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so if you're in the store, you can look up and see the People Mover going by, and if you're on the People Mover, you can look down and see the store, and they mention it. So
yeah,
so it's not so much about selection there, although their selection is not bad, and it's never as busy as those big stores. You know what I mean?
No, never. And that is really a plus, that you can kind of have a little
breathing room.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can have a little
nice.
bit of like a low key experience, you know.
Yeah. But the fact that the People Mover goes through there is what put it on my list. And then lastly, I will wrap up with Memento Mori.
Oh my gosh, what a good shop.
That is the gift shop outside of Haunted Mansion, if you're not familiar, and it is very, very well themed.
Yeah. There's all kinds of really cool, not only customizable stuff, like you can pay to have your portrait your picture transformed into your ghost portrait,
right,
which is kind of like a lithograph effect that they do. But there's also just some really cool, unique Haunted Mansion stuff in there.
And I would imagine that there's some stuff that you can only get there.
Oh my gosh, I can totally...
Yeah. It's a really fun shop to just go look in. It's another one that is really too small for its own good because it's always so crowded in there.
Is that... I feel like I don't remember that from when I was a kid. Do you know when it came around?
New.
It's newer, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they really had to cram it in there, which is such a shame because I love the selection.
Yeah, and I don't know if me looking it up is going to...
yield results.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a tough goog.
Yeah, it is.
But that's all right. I think
Memento Mori is Latin for remember that you have to die.
Oh yeah, right. It's true. Don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget.
Hey, that's coming up. Set an Apple Calendar reminder.
Here, let me add Shop Disney to that. Yeah.
Hard to Google for.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll find it after we wrap this up.
That's okay. I think Memento Mori, something it really has going for it is that it has a big variety of Haunted Mansion stuff too. It's not just stuff that looks exactly like the aesthetic that you experience while you're riding the attraction, but there's some really interesting stylistic interpretations of Haunted Mansion that kind of pop up, like really graphic, not graphic as in like for mature audiences, but graphic as in like really eye-catching, interesting.
I got an answer.
Oh, wow.
2014.
2014, so yeah.
It replaced Yankee Trader, which now that I see it, I remember, but I didn't before, and that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair lack of memory.
Was that just a general, like, America-themed shop?
Yeah, I think so.
Boring. Memento Mori is such a better choice.
Yeah. I would agree. Upgrade. Good job.
Yeah, good job. Well,
somebody is probably mad because that was their favorite store. But...
Well, sorry. Yankee Doodle, sorry.
Yankee Doodle, sorry. I mean, yeah, and this makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense being there. Haunted Mansion has got to be the most popular attraction for sure in Liberty Square.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
If not... Maybe all of Magic Kingdom? No, not more than Peter Pan, probably.
Well, it's definitely, I think it's up there.
It's in the top 5.
Haunted Mansion, Pirates, you've kind of got...
Mountains.
Yeah, you've got those staples of Magic Kingdom for sure. And it's definitely one of them.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom's hard because so much stuff is nostalgic.
Yeah, Small World, Peter Pan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. There's kind of a little bit of a tour through Walt Disney World of some of our favorite places to shop. Maybe you gleaned some tips about where you can find some individual stuff.
Or got excited about your Christmas shopping.
Yeah, or added a couple things to that Christmas list. Woo, I see you out there. I'm experiencing that myself. I'm like, in my heart, my Christmas list is like 5 pages long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening if you're on YouTube watching. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you. We would love it if you would not only subscribe to the podcast, but also if you enjoyed it to leave a review. That would be awesome. That helps us a lot.
That helps us so much.
Or they can find us on the internet, right, Morgan?
Yeah, at a bunch of different places. You can find us at neverlandnavigation.co. We've got a bunch of social media, most of which that Jake completely runs.
What's up? It's TikTok is at Neverland Navco. Instagram is the same. Visit that website, neverlandnavigation.co, because Morgan writes an awesome blog on there. And also visit our Etsy shop, Neverland Navigation, that sells some really cool...
Yeah, and then if you're listening, check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have you subscribe, not only because you get the visual version of the podcast and you can see our beautiful smiling faces, tell you all about Disney, but also that's where we post our
more
vlogs.
Importantly, yeah. We do travel planning vlogs that are like reviews of restaurants, experiences, hotels, all Disney.
That's a little more formal and informational. It's still fun, but it's
super fun. Yeah.
But it's more informational.
Yeah.
Then this is very much just kind of our
riffing.
Yeah, it's us talking about our favorite thing. You know, that's what you come here for. You go over there if you want the cold hard facts.
Oh my god, you make it sound like
we're so goofy.
Super serious.
It's us.
We're super goofy.
We're not doing anything plus surgical graphics. Over there. Yeah, there's all. Yeah, we just rate things out of 5 on that one. That's the only difference. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on our next adventure.
Hey.
Bye.